I fucking love young women. Between 21 and 25. These women typically very malleable, extremely cooperative. They don't have many negative experiences. So they do truly give you grace.
It sounds like you want a puppy. It sounds like you want a child. What you want to say, what you meant to say, and you can't say it. You want to take advantage of someone. Listen, man, this guy had people up in arms this week about his topics about young women and his conversation about it. So let's just dive deep into what he has to say about young women.
What's crazy is that I'm glad you brought up the young women, because I think even when we talk about women on the show, it's typically the ones that are like around our age. Like we talk about those issues and challenges. So let's talk about the young women, because I fucking love young women.
Slayer.
Like, I'm just gonna be straight up honest about this, and Tyshawn knows that, I just came from my second, celibacy run, 7 months. And I told him I was coming back.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I told him I was coming back. I said, I think I only want to date young women. I'm just going to try this out. And it's like between 21 and 25.
21?
21 and 25.
How old are you?
I'm 33 years old.
10 years. A 10-year gap.
It's been the best fucking experience.
I think I know why.
The best experience. Like, these women typically very malleable, right? Very, very cooperative, extremely cooperative, right?
This is Kevin Samuels Jr.
Exciting. Listen.
For sure.
No, let me tell you, because I'm just being very honest about my experience. Like, they don't have many negative experiences. So they do truly give you grace.
Okay, so that right there is the clip that's been going around the internet. That's the one that people want to talk about. So let's talk about it. First part of it, he says they're very malleable, very cooperative, and they give you grace. It sounds like you want a puppy. It sounds like you want a child. That's what it sounds like you want. They haven't had a lot of bad experiences, so when you're the bad experience, they give you grace. You're a grown man. Now, if you're talking about room to grow and make mistakes, that's perfectly fine, I guess. If we're two 21-year-olds and we're just getting into the world, we can make mistakes together and grow together. You're 33. You're saying you want a woman that you can cheat with or cheat on, and then she gives you grace because you cheated because she hasn't had any other bad experiences? You want somebody malleable? You want to start a football team? Just start a team. You want somebody that you can coach? Just start a team. What you want to say, what you meant to say, and you can't say it. You want to take advantage of someone. You want somebody who you can manipulate, who you can trick, who you can convince that, hey, I'm older than you, I'm wiser than you, because I have a couple of more material things that you just haven't obtained with. It'll probably come in time, but I have these things. Now, they're not teeth, but I have these things and you don't. So come be with me. I can show you the way. And if I have sex or other people, that's perfectly fine. But, just come with me. He's sick. These guys are sick.
You know what I'm saying? I text this, like, I could, like, when I'll say something small. I might say, hey, you going to be hungry. And then I might, but see, let me tell you, some women my age, they even catch that as slipping. You know what I mean? Like, what I mean by that is, like, I could do something that I know I wasn't on point. You like when I say, like, really being present in my masculine. You get what I'm saying? So instead, I can communicate something like, yo, damn.
This is crazy that he can't even, maybe he is 21. Are women your age wanting somebody that can communicate well and you can't get your thoughts off? Is that what's going on here? Let me give him some grace, I guess.
I don't know why I keep losing my train of thought.
Them young women got your whole fucking head fucked up.
Basically, yeah. Let's cut that part out and let's just stop at the part where the young women have grace. Okay. And when I think about the experience with them, it's typically very exciting. You know what I mean? I typically am on certain game because I think a lot of women that's my age, they typically try to compete with, like, how many things you know. But when I'm dealing with a young woman, I can express myself to her, and it's just like the appreciation is just like, yo, he's on something. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Where it's not a competitive situation.
This is so you're confirming what I just said. You have something that they don't have because they are 21 years old and you're 33. You're 33 and they're 23, and they have a 2007 car and you have a newer car, so you're putting them on game on credit, but they just haven't obtained it because they haven't had the time to obtain these things. And you're saying that they're appreciative because, right, they don't have this life lesson, But when you deal with somebody that's older, you're trying to assert your masculine and put them on game. But this is simple shit. Yeah, babe, I usually pay my bills online with auto pay because it saves you $10. You ain't putting nobody on game like that at 33. Not nobody that's taking care of their business. You want a dog to be impressed that you just came home. Y'all know dogs get excited when the door opens because they don't think that their owner's coming home. He wants somebody to get excited because he came home. And he's upset because women his age don't get excited when he comes home. Not for that simple shit. Okay, if you come home with flowers, if you came home with candy, if you beat me home and cooked a meal or something like that, I'll give you a little bit of applause. But you don't get applause for just coming home. You want a dog.
Where I find that when I typically deal with women my age, is somehow it's going to turn into like a competition.
Why do you feel it's a competition?
It's just their responses to things.
Okay.
It's like, I'm just being real. It's really their response to different things. Like, and I'm not talking about a feminine response. Like if I'm like, hey, come sit down. They're like, pull me closer. Right? I'm talking about come sit down. It's like, I don't want to sit down now. Even certain things is like that. Small things. It's like, yo, you with me. This thing, you are with me. And in the situation where I need to protect you, guess who got you? This shit start popping off in here. Guess who got you? We on the third date.
In the
guess
home?
Who got you? We on the first date. Guess who got you?
Yeah.
Right. So it's a certain level of respect that I think that younger women are typically going to give without condition. It's like, I'm getting to know this dude, but until I find out he's a fuck nigga, I'm going to show deference and respect in this way. Yeah. Whereas women my age is like, I have to prove myself first.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep stopping. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. He's mad because he has to earn respect from somebody. And right, a younger person would respect you. You're an elder, dude. I'm 26. If I talk to somebody 33, you're right. I'm going to give them respect because they're an elder. They're elderly. This is... this dude is sick. You want respect because you're an elder, or you're getting respect because you're an elder to these younger women, which makes a lot of sense. You want an older woman to respect you even though you're not an elder, and you're mad because you have to earn respect from them. Hey, yo, the men are crazy.
I mean, I think that trust should be given in general.
Yes.
I don't think that trust should have to be earned. That's just my opinion. I've never thought that trust should be earned because, in my opinion, people that feel that way, I automatically deem them as untrustworthy because they have been through something that they're still holding, and they are dictating everything else from that point.
It's all based on their past experience.
Right. Yeah, so everybody else has to pay the price, and you have to earn my trust. You have to earn this. Some women are like that. Some men are like that. I think that
I'm not handing.
Talk about is leaving your baggage. When you do that, it means you let those things go. You had a bad relationship. The person lied to you. They did X, Y, Z. Okay, get over it and you leave it. And guess what? We stop talking about it. We let that go because the next man, Tyshawn, doesn't want to hear about what happened. Everything all the time with you and so every time he does something small.
First of all,
like,
I'm taking notes on that shit. I'm like, oh, what happened?
Well, you want to learn. You want to learn.
Right. You know, so.
But you don't want to deal with the trauma that comes from it, though.
Nobody wants to do it. Like, I don't want to heal a heart that I didn't break. As soon as I meet somebody that I feel like they still are carrying any bit of trauma, that's the last time they see me.
You know, and it's some like red flags and things that you can pick up to be able to tell. As a matter of fact, I want you to put us on some game. What are some things that we should look at to determine, or some signs that we could see to determine if there's still some unhealed energy going on? This for my fellas right here. As far as like with the ladies, like what are some things that we could some signs we should take note of?
I guess I understand what they're saying. I don't expect anybody to live like a traumaless life. That's a naive person. Plus, that's just also not real. I think it's about, like he said, like this last gentleman that just spoke, taking note of the situation in which they, got the trauma or whatever caused that, and figuring out ways to get around that a sort of way, or to maneuver or work around that so you're not triggering their trauma. And once they understand that you're not going to be that person, then okay, I can move forward with this person in a trustworthy way, a respectful way, or whatever the case may be. I've earned their respect. I don't think that there's anything wrong with, moving that way. I mean, jobs have probationary periods for a reason. They don't give you the codes for everything out the gate. What they hold is valuable. So my heart that I hold is valuable. And if I have somebody who had communication issues, or they cheated on me with somebody else, or they just were untrustworthy, the next time I do it, it's fine that, I might have a little bit of trauma with me that, you're not trustworthy. Yeah, you can't watch my kid after like the first date or whatever the case may be. But once you show me that you're trustworthy, okay, yeah, you can watch my kid now. I don't know why these are grown people having podcasts, and we have to dissect their points.
Kind of put you on the spot there.
I think that, some men come out and ask, oh, well, what happened in your last relationship? Or why are you single, or this or that? I think that if a woman has really been hurt and she's not over something, you might be able to see it even in her body language, how she responds to you, how, if you're sitting close together, how she is at the restaurant, whether she trusts you or not when you ask her to do something. If she's questioning you about where you were, what you were doing, okay, maybe the person she was with wasn't trustworthy, and now she's automatically assuming that you're not going to be trustworthy either. So it's really in the little things. And in regards to her even being a feminine woman that you're dating, you want to check that out too. It's kind of what Ryan was saying. Does she trust my leadership right away? If you're meeting her at a restaurant and you say, darling, make sure you go ahead and valet and bring me your valet ticket, and she doesn't, and she goes and she self-parks a little further down the road, and you ask her, oh, baby, where's your valet?
It was cheaper over here.
It was cheaper, and there was a line. It was a line in the valet, but you asked her.
Does not follow instruction.
You asked her to valet, right?
But it is things simple like that, though.
It's a really small thing, and that could actually blow up into, when you're dating, the smallest thing can blow up into the biggest argument. And it's like, wait, it was just about the valet ticket. Like, let's let it go. But now the night kind of feels like, okay, we already had this tiff going on. You want somebody that can just say, okay, I'll do it.
I got to talk about this leadership thing.
That's not the best decision, because when she's driving up, she's like, oh, well, there's a line, there's this, there's that. Let me still just do what my man told me to do.
Man, that's so true. And it's funny because I would say,
I got to talk about this leadership thing
these last couple of years, because I haven't really been dating really masculine women. I would say that's just not my situation. I'm more so kind of just playing the field, really more so with the phase of life that I'm in. I'm, like I said, more open now to the idea. I'm getting much closer to the idea of marriage, kids, legacy as I get my empire and vision.
Yo, bro, I don't care what you're talking about. Yo, this idea from men about leadership, it's not something that's given to you. You're not owed leadership. Men are not owed leadership out the gate. And also, the men that consistently talk about leadership and not having it in relationships, I got breaking news for you guys. You'll probably want to hear me out. Come close. You're not a leader. You think some of the leaders that you knew had to beg for leadership in their lives? Like, you think that they had to beg to be a leader? I've never seen real leaders have to. No, I want to be the leader right now. I need to be the leader. I want to be the leader right now. I've never seen real leaders beg for leadership or complain like, yeah, man, they just, I don't know if they see me as a leader in their eyes. I just keep running into people. You keep running into women who you identify as like not respecting you as a leader. Guess what, buddy? You're not a leader. And that's okay. People are meant to be followers. But just because you have a dick between your legs does not mean you're a leader. Period. Simple as that. I don't know why men think that they are just automatic leaders. And then it's funny because that became a topic of conversation last week as well on Twitter and different platforms. You're a leader in your relationship. You don't lead in your friend group. You don't lead at church. You didn't lead when you was at your mom's house in that family unit. You had no leadership responsibilities, but you think just because you out on your own now, you become some sort of leader? You ain't never been a leader. Why did you become a leader today? Why do you feel like you're owed leadership responsibilities or respect today? I ain't never seen LeBron James cry about, I want to be the leader. I want to be the leader. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Grow up.
Him to approach her, because there's things a woman can do to make it. If she's interested in Tyshawn, she can make it easy for him to talk to her.
Give us some examples, because I think guys really need to get this game. So like, give me some examples where a woman is positioning herself to speak to you and when you should be ready.
Okay. And I had to skim through it because they boring me at this point, because these are dumb talking points that they always get back on week after week after week. Listen, I hate the idea of a masculine woman as well. I understand that women's emotions are guarded due to different past experiences and stuff like that, but we discussed that just a little bit beforehand. But this idea that she's a masculine woman because she doesn't take your leadership signals in everything that you do is total horseshit. As far as I'm concerned, if you're begging for leadership responsibilities, you are not a leader. And that's why you would go out and seek you a 21-year-old, a 22-year-old at 35, whatever this man is, 33. You're looking for a puppy because women don't respect you because you're not respectable. I hate that I have to earn respect. What kind of bogus stuff is that? That's dumb, bro. And you sound like a beta. I don't even use those terms, but you sound like a beta. I've never seen nobody beg for leadership the way that somebody just did right here on this podcast. That's disgusting work. You know, I could be wrong.